We're
Yes,
live.
sir. Wait.
We're live.
Are we live now? No music playing?
What does she do?
What the hell happened to the intro?
The intro. She messed up the intro.
That shit went away, boys. Went away.
Damn it, Jess.
We went live right away. Didn't even know. Didn't have to swear about nothing, dude. Jeez, oh,
Well,
here we is.
Welcome to Boost and Bullshit without an intro.
Yep, we in. We missed it all, but
we did. It's okay. That's okay.
We'll give it bullshit number 33.
Give it a minute. We'll give it a minute and let everybody kind of catch up.
Yep. We'll give them a minute here.
Oh, my damn headphones just made a weird noise. I know what that is.
Is it going downhill or are they going dead?
I hope not. Let's see.
Hold
on.
The chain man stole the intro, Mark said.
All right. Well, here we go. Episode 33. Since Jess is not going to roll the intro, I don't know what she did. She lost it. That's okay.
She just hit live button. Good thing you wasn't saying all that stuff you've been talking.
I know. All right. So here we are, Boosting Bullshit, brought to you by Alliance Racewear this week. Alliance Racewear is the leading in technology and SFI approved fire suits. I've got an Alliance Racewear. There's many people who wear Alliance Racewear. They've been around for quite a few years, but they stepped up into the pro game the last couple of years. I've got two of them. They've got a new lightweight one. What I like about Alliance is, man, billing them, they get you straight. You can get any logos, all your sponsors, anything on there free of charge. There's no extra charge on it. There's a lot of good companies out there who sell fire suits and different things like that. But right now, I feel like they've got the top tier. Our guest later on, Johnny Camp, he's got an Alliance Racewear. I kind of talked him into it, and he'll have to give you a little insight on it and tell you
exactly. Suits, man. They are some nice looking suits.
Yep. They just did. Tony Wilson's got his Iron Man one. There's a lot of different people that got them. So, yes. What?
Do they do everything, Jason? They do the gloves. They do the whole nine.
They do the gloves. They do everything but shoes. They have some shoes, but they're still working on some new. They're trying to change it. I think some other companies got a little better shoes, but they have booties, gloves. I wear everything that they have, other than their shoes. But
okay, yep, that's a good thing to know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I mean, right now, Bill's done. He's done. Let's see. There's lots of cool ones. The guy with the tuxedo that has the new blue vet. Gosh, mighty, I know him like I know my own. You know about.
Yeah, but you got my mind blank now.
God almighty. Joey Martin. Joey Martin's got the tuxedo suit. John Doc's got the cow suit. There's a lot. He can do all kinds. There's some with suspenders. There's old farmer ones. They do 2-piece, 1-piece, 5s, 15s, and 20s. So check out Alliance Racewear. Call Bill. He'll be sure to hook you up. You can use Boost and Bullshit Boost BS as a promo code, and you'll get 10% off.
There you go. That out. That's a savings for you. Jump in while the water's warm.
That's right. They do have a sheriff one for your Mustang.
There you go. Man can do it all.
Yep.
Some really those suits they're pretty tight.
I like them. I mean, I've had a lot of different suits over the years, but I feel like once I got him to kind of custom fit me, the one I had this weekend is the newer one that has the breathable material in it, and it really, really paid off when it was hot this weekend.
Right. I was going to ask you that how it was when it was hot. That's the key. Especially with the 20. You wear 20, right?
Yeah. I wear a 20. Yeah, you got to wear it.
I didn't know if you're trying to. I thought, I don't know how you do sometimes. Maybe you got a 5 on. I don't know what you got.
Hell no. I got to weigh so damn much now. I might as well. If they made a 40, I'd have to wear it.
That's where I was going with it, but it's checking.
You see, this is my 50-pound chain that I got to wear this weekend.
Yep.
So.
It didn't slow him down none. He's good.
Oh, here we're gonna get into that later. So I don't even want to talk about that.
We gotta get it stirred up right off the get go. I know Bob's on here already watching, so he's ready.
Probably so. So this weekend we had to finish up Darlington at the Galot race for PDRA. It was down to 4 in most classes. Some classes had just really started. We're not gonna go over all the classes, but it looked like that. Lyle Barnett didn't show up in Boost. He had to go to the RVW race down in Steele. because him and Tommy Humans they got like 3 radial cars that they raced down there. So that gave Ty a bye, and then it was Johnny Camp and Mel, and we all got one time run, right? We got one shakedown.
Yep, one shakedown and go. They went racing.
Yep, it went racing. So kind of changes the game a little bit because we went from really cool conditions at Darlington, what I would call like mine shaft air conditions. And, Johnny came right off. Him and Lyle both went 54 and set the record and caused all the stink about the rule change. And that kind of started the whole shebang about what was going on. So now we're going into Galat, different racetrack. All of a sudden it's 91 degrees instead of 60 degrees and negative temperature. So it was a big change, and I think some guys had to make some improvements, especially for Ty, because Ty had a new car that they only had a couple of runs on, and he really didn't have a lot of hot run, race. Because me and you, and even Johnny, and even Mel, we got a lot of runs on our cars on different tracks, and Ty kind of had to, he kind of had to find his way.
Yep. He made some good runs though with the heat out, and
he
they
did.
have a wealth of info over there. Oh.
Yeah, they did, and Todd and them got it straightened out. But to only have one run and then have to go, well, he actually got 2 because he's kind of lucky that Lyle didn't show up because that gave him that extra hit.
Yep, there you go.
But I mean, that's kind of the way it goes. But and we're going to bring on our guy here. He's going to talk a little bit about how that race went. But me and you'll finish up kind of what happened.
I like the one hit and go racing.
I do too, and that was something that I've kind of looked forward to with the IHRA thing is the no testing, which they haven't quite done yet. But I don't know if they've just done. I know they did it in Virginia because they were having a track issue. They needed to get some rubber on the track, so they wanted to make it as best possible. Plus, we were still dealing with cool conditions.
Yep, exactly, and I think you just got to have your shit together when you roll up there like that.
Yeah, definitely, and so. We'll kind of go over what happened at IHRA too. So I guess we haven't been on since then. I was at IHRA for that race. That was the first race back with the 60 pounds put on us. 50 pounds, excuse me. 2660 is what we got to weigh now. Over there, the screws there's a 40-pound differential between me and the screws. So they've got to weigh 2620. We weigh 2660.
Yep.
Where PDRA is 2600 and 2660. So,
you did well over there.
I did. I tested good with the weight, but it was good, really good conditions, really good air. And then things kind of changed on Saturday as we go racing. Randy ended up qualifying number 1, and I think I ended up third. Yep. Travis outran me.
Okay.
Yep. So I was third over there. But worked out in the end till the finals.
You mowed through.
Yeah, I mean, I ran Callie in second round. Dude, that was like the finals. I mean, we both went 57, and I was 10, she was 20. So I mean, anybody could have won that race. And then we just kept kind of going on down, and I had a bye run into the finals. I had to run John Doc, and so me and him are teammates, and that was kind of frustrating just because you don't want to run your teammate. Just like when you and Mel run, it's never fun.
It's never fun, but it's gonna happen.
It is. So we get that done. John put up good effort, but I mean, dude, you get down to the finals. I had a bye run, and Matos and Tony had to run each other, which I was tuning Tony Wilson's car for Ed Burnley. And, I kind of made my mind up. If Matos won, I knew he was in the right lane, that I was going to make a run to try to keep my lane choice, which I don't really think lane choice made a difference, but it was just a mental thing. But then I kind of got so much shit the last time that I just idled down the track on a bye run just because of, you want data, and data's always good. So Matos lost, and I knew Tony won, and I knew Tony was in the left. And in being that I had to run Tony, I didn't really think lane choice was going to be that detrimental, but because Tony and them had kind of a hurt motor a little bit, and we were kind of babying it. But, I went ahead and made the run. Went good, no big deal. 56, I think.
I was
And they,
surprised you made the run.
yeah, yeah,
I was surprised. I mean, you've been racing hard for a month.
yeah. 4 races in 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
And the
So
parts people don't understand that unless you do this, how many parts and time that takes. So the reason you don't run it on some of those runs, but I also know why you do run it too.
yep. And that was probably not one of the smarter moves to run it on that run, but whatever. We did it. It's hindsight. I really wanted to hit at the tree because I had been really good on the tree, but the tree had kind of changed a little bit. And Virginia's kind of weird at night. Like you can see really good in the right lane, it kind of shadows the tree, and in the left lane, you're looking dead into those lights. So it's kind of weird. So I wanted to get a good look at it. And then get to the finals. They make us wait for top fuel. So they got to run top fuel and then they wait for the TV, which I know it's all part of it. But dude, my legs were killing me in that car. I mean,
I even said that after race. You sat in the car a long time.
yeah. I mean, I think I sat in the car 15 minutes, maybe,
Mhm.
maybe a little longer. And I don't think if anybody drives, they really don't know what's going on. But sitting in those cars like that, man, it makes our legs hurt bad. So we wait. I do the burnout. Well, first of all, my fuel pressure started jacking up. Like the sensor's going nuts. Don't know what's going on with it. It's going up and down, going crazy, 200. So I call one of our crew guys on the headset. I was like, hey, man, come back here and check this thing out. Make sure I don't have any leakage because I kept smelling fuel. And I was just flipping out. So when I went to start it up, it kind of started weird. And then when I went to go do a burnout, it was just real slow to accelerate. So I do the burnout back up. We pre-stage. Tony goes on stage. I'm bumping in, and when I hit the trans brake button, like when I stabbed it, dude, it just went like that, and just that was it. I was done. And
Done.
yep, and they still don't believe me. My crew, all them. We looked at the data. You can't see it because my recorder only starts as it gets on the 2-step. But regardless of the fact if it did happen or it didn't happen, something happened in my brain and it went
Right. Split second cost it all.
Did. So Tony wins the IHRA race, which is good for him. Him and Ed have been struggling a little bit getting the car back straightened out, but I think they've got it straightened out. So I had to hear about that for about a week.
Good for Ed, though. Ed deserves it. He's been doing this a long time.
Ed's a good guy. If anybody ever knows Ed is he's not the most organized person in the world at the racetrack, but he tries.
He does, and he puts he does a lot of his own stuff. So, he build that car too?
Yeah, that's a hand built car. That's his car.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what he does, and
yeah,
that's amazing that you can still do that in today's times.
Yep. So then we go into PDRA Darlington. So and this is where everything kind of gets crazy because there's a 60-pound weight differential. And, we're all friends. We'd already bitched about the rules. Y'all kind of, kept your mouth shut because you didn't, you felt like the rules were fair and that we needed to make a change and this and that. We've already had the rule discussion. So we'll just get over that.
Yep.
But then, so you made a T-shirt. What's that T-shirt say?
What's it say? Make Boost great again. Or make Boost fair again.
Jesus.
I done effed it up. Make Boost fair again. Now, see, that's two sides to the fence. You could either be on the
Yep, you could be on my side where we need to go back the other way, or you can be on your side. So this is a middle row shirt going on right now. So we got these shirts available. You can go on Pilot Racing and Boost and Bullshit, and these shirts will be available. Let's pull up the logo design that we've got here. Now these are going to be one of a kind. We're only going to do a limited edition of these. So if you guys want one of these shirts, go to Pilot Racing, DM them. She'll send you the link. These are going to be, like I say, very limited edition. We're going to come out like every couple of weeks or so. We're going to come out with some new Boost and Bullshit. We've got some great ideas that are come out. We've got some, for the screw blower guys, they're going to say screw you, and we're going to have some centrifugal stuff that's going to flat hoods for life, things like that.
Yep.
So that's
get a free decal, Boost and Bullshit decal comes along with each shirt.
Yep. So, like I say, check these out. Go to DM on Pilot. For all you old people, that's direct message. So,
yeah. And it's only for what, 10 days, right? We're doing a 10-day trial run, pre-order, and then boom. So your shirt won't show up in 2 days. It's going to be, 10 days we order, and then you'll get your shirt when the order comes through direct.
Yep. So just be patient with us. We'll get them out there. And like I say, we got some more stuff coming. VA Inc.'s hooking us up. But these are going to be available for a short period of time, limited edition.
See, Bob's already talking about, we didn't get to that. There wasn't no little gifts given out at the IHRA race, but there was a few little gifts packages given out at PDRA, the little screw blower starter kits.
Yeah, and I got blamed for that. And I should not have got blamed for that.
It wasn't you, said.
I'm too tight to buy a bunch of damn pacifiers and hand them out to you guys.
I actually said if Jason got them, he would have handed them out.
Yeah, exactly. So, I would have personally came to you and gave them to you one at a time. I'm not going to hide behind. I have a feeling I know who it was. I think we've all kind of narrowed it down maybe a little bit.
Yep. We got a little box, came with a little 2 pacifiers that says screw blower startup kit at every screw blown pit in the pits. So everybody got them.
Yeah.
And, we're gonna see where that all leads to. You just never know what Amazon delivers nowadays. So
yeah. So that was an interesting thing. I mean, we had I brought the chain out in the staging lanes and told them this was my 50 pounds that I put on. So we had some good fun with it. I mean, I think it was already done. There was nothing much we could do with it. We had kind of already accepted the fact. But it is what it is. But right now I'd like to bring on our guest and get him going because I know he's got stuff to do. Boost and sandbaggers. That's a pretty good one. I do like that. I like how everybody thinks I'm sandbagging. I wish I knew I was sandbagging.
How about Johnny? What do you think, Johnny?
Johnny, you think I'm sandbagging?
What do you think about all that, Johnny?
Nah, I no comment. No comment. I remember years and years back, there wasn't even screw blowers weren't even allowed in most associations because they're so fast. But we won't touch that. And centrifugals. I mean, look at 6 years ago. Nobody was running successfully in the pro classes with a centrifugal supercharger. And Proline and Pro Charger got together and put a ton of money and a ton of time and a ton of stuff into the program, and it's come a long way. Do I think we deserve 50 pounds personally? It's not my point to say. If I didn't like the rule package that bad, I would change power adders or I would go to another association. But personally, I think the 50 pounds wasn't really fair. I think maybe 20 pounds, but I think the more fair thing would have been to give the screws maybe more pulley, give them a little more overdrive instead of punishing us for being fast. Reward them, give them something, to bring it, more even if they felt there was a differential. But I know last season in Virginia, I qualified poorly. First round, I get Ty Tutterow. Okay. First round, I run a 56. He runs a 55. Who loses the first round with a 56? You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty close, but we'll just have to work with the package we have. Maybe they'll make some changes. I think it would be more fair to leave a combination that's doing good alone and help the combination that's say falling behind or whatever for whatever, give them more power instead of making us change everything that we work so hard for, car balance, you got to put 50 pounds, that's half a stripper you got to put in the trunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think you're right. And depending on who gets the rule, whether it's the screw blower, the centrifugal, or whoever else is involved, that person still has to make changes. Even on our side, it's not as easy as just putting a pulley on, right?
Exactly.
So someone has to make a change.
You just don't want it to go down the road like what NHRA, and this is my opinion, I'm entitled to it, what NHRA turbochargers. Jegs goes out there with a turbo combination, Proline, boom, boom, they win, and they're just They're just beating everybody up. Okay. Well, eventually they get enough flack that they make it where turbos can't even be competitive, and everybody pull out. I don't think there's a turbo program in NHRA right now. Nobody can run them with that rule package, and you don't want to see us with centrifugals go down the same road where eventually, hey, we just can't compete, so we got to do something else. You hate to see it go that direction.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree. And I think Jimmy Taylor's bringing one to Charlotte, and we'll see what that thing will do. But yeah, I understand the rules. The rules side of thing is a very, very tough ordeal. Who's going to get mad? Who ain't? And then the games begin with the pacifiers and all that, which is all good. Yeah, that's all in good fun. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Johnny, how hard was it going into Darlington race with the different conditions that we had, and then you had to run Mel, first round?
Oh, well, I mean, in Darlington, it was just totally different. We got blessed with the weather and the air, and we made a good lap, set the record, whatever you want to say. Am I glad they canceled the race? I think so. I wish they would have run it on Sunday. I think it would have been fair, but to everyone involved, Lyle not being able to make it, not being able to make next race. But the surface was great. The shutdown, in my opinion, was real sketchy there all weekend. I mean, kind of a sketchy surface on the shutdown. So, it is what it is. We went to Galot. I mean, that's tough to come out right out of the trail. I mean, we did get one test hit, okay, but to face Melanie or anybody, any guys right out of the trailer or one run down is tough. I mean, just getting by, and I got lucky, beat Melanie and moved on. And beating Totoro at anything is difficult as well. So that
was a big race in the final. That was close.
That was a good race. I was fortunate enough to have lane choice both times. I could see real good in the left lane. I couldn't see shit in the right lane. I had to hold my head, clear over a lot. And then went into the next race. Something malfunctioned electrically with my lamb controller. My stage controller wasn't right. Everything was changed. So, it just went downhill from there. But I mean, we went rounds. Then we had to race Jason Sandbagger, which,
see, that's my own kind calling me a sandbagger.
I'm thinking he's on your team.
While we're talking about rules, I think 50 and over, I should get something, a fender or a leave. I should get a little something.
Amen.
Johnny is privy to my sandbagging stuff because I used to come up there with old smoking ass nitrous car. I think be huffing from every hole it's got, and they think, "Oh, we got his ass this time," and I'd just go down through there smoking like a bitch and still run him. So,
hey Bob, I know you're listening. Look, even Johnny said Jason Sandbag. You hear that?
Well, we know.
On Facebook with that.
But Johnny was driving good, and one thing about the PDRA is we have the PDRA Slips app, so we can kind of see what's going on ahead. And Johnny was teen every hit. You're a teen in the finals, and Ty's really good on the tree, and it was a good race. Like, I mean, I stood behind the car when Johnny ran, and the car was flawless, and that wasn't the greatest conditions in the world. It was pretty hot.
No. Yeah, it's a tuner's race, and like I say, they couldn't do any of this without ProLine and Pro Charger support, NGK spark plugs, Tapman Electric, and Brandon Stroud and CT. I felt good going into Darlington last year. We kind of, didn't have a great season. We didn't have a regular crew. I miss CT. We're all kind of like a family, and we have a good time, and it was just totally different. So coming into this year, I feel a lot better, and then coming out of Darlington, I felt like we had good momentum, and it just worked in our favor.
Yep.
I thought you had a very, very consistent race car too.
Yeah. I agree.
And it's tough when me and Johnny run each other because we do share Brandon. So, and me and Brandon kind of got a deal when me and Johnny run. He deals with Johnny, and then I kind of make my own calls, and Brandon just makes sure I don't screw up. That way there's no conflict, that I can't say that Johnny got a better end of the stick, or Johnny can't say that I did. And that's kind of a deal me and Brandon made. I think that happened a couple of years ago when we started running each other. And it's tough as a tuner for
I'll tell you
that.
what, the thing about Brandon, I'll guarantee you, he'll give whoever he's working for, it doesn't matter if he's tuning 7 cars, he'll give everyone 100%. I mean, he absolutely does not pay any type of favorites or anything like that. That's not going to happen.
No,
So
I agree. Yep.
And a good crew chief's going to just give you the best race car you can give and
Right.
let it decide. That's
So
what should
it's just
should
how
happen.
they walk. I mean, if you look how close these fields are, the majority of the races are won on the starting line.
Yeah.
That's how tight it is. I mean, look at World Series, look at the spread, look at any of the PDRA. I mean, there's what 500-600 between 1 and 16. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I don't think people realize how close it really is. Even rules aside, let's just put the rules aside and just look at what it takes to run up and down different track conditions, different times of day, and then you still got to cut a light and be there. And I mean, a lot of the most of your first round wins are won on the tree, and then after that, the tree becomes even that more important. And me and Mel kind of made the comment at the other end after first round, like every single round feels like a final round.
Yep.
Because there's just head choppers everywhere.
Yeah.
I think if you're not 30 or better, you're already in shit creek.
You're in trouble. I agree.
That's it's made me work on my. I don't know about you guys. Jason's usually pretty good. He's got all y'all run all those numbers in the box, but I don't run a lot of numbers in the box, but it's made me work on my starting line program. Period.
Yeah.
Story. Yep. And one thing Johnny he'll vouch for this, like when you go to the centrifugal, they don't zip up like that screw does. So when we mash the gas, man, there's that that slow bring up, especially in the hot air, and you have to get it out of your head. And I think me and you both struggled with that when we first got them because we're used to nitrous and it goes to 3,800. Well, we're trying to get to 52 something now, and it takes that much longer, and you have to basically just get it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Because even years ago, Johnny had a consistent car. That Hell's Bells car has been consistent for many, many years. But I remember back in the Northeast days, even sometimes, because like, well, Johnny's going to be real good this run, might not be real good this, but now you're like good every run.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I like the stage controller. I like the lamp controller. I feel I can get the car in the same position most of the time. You know what I mean? It's easier just for me, but without that, I was kind of all over the board at that next race. I mean, I got fortunate, but against Jason, I had a bad light, but he whooped my ass anyway. But that's just racing.
Yep, you're right. And we've raced each other hundreds of times.
One year with Jason and Nitrous won every single event at PDRA, and I've looked at the back of that Firebird. I all summer. I couldn't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, he was right. And I mean, what people don't understand, how hard it is to get Johnny Camp on a show like this live. I mean, Johnny doesn't do this normally. Johnny's pretty mild guy at the racetrack, doesn't really cause a stink, but if you want to have a good time at night, you go over to Johnny's camp because they're eating and drinking and having a great time.
Yeah. Everybody's welcome. Come on over. We have a good time.
Yep, exactly.
Somebody asked in the comment the stage controller, what's it do? That's just like your bump box, right? Like for the turbo
stuff. Well,
it's
kind of, it's made by Lamb. It's a Lamb product, and it uses CO2 pressure, and it gives you consistent. You set your pressure in your box, and then you bump in kind of like a turbo. You can bump it. It'll give you a 400 pound of brake pressure every time. So you can inch it. If you notice, I can put it in. A lot of times it'll bite you because you'll get the light to flicker. That's how close you can get it. It'll on and off. It'll flicker. So you really got to pay attention. But you can get the car pretty much in the same spot with the same brake pressure all the time, which, in my opinion, makes a difference. The initial brake pressure when you leave is having too much or too little. How confident you feel on the car sitting there. When it's rocking. Back in the old days, the nitrous cars would rock. It really holds the car tight.
Yep. And especially with our cars and your car, Steve, too, because we have to hit the line lock with the trans brake, or they will do that. They'll move just from the sheer pressure of the zoomies. So the stage controller really works well. I know a lot of people use it. I don't particularly use it just because I've been so used to it with my left leg, but I know a lot of guys that do, and it's made them like John Daughtry, he was so used to bumping in, he couldn't figure out how to do it with his foot. And it's made like Randy Weatherford uses it, Scott Lang uses it, Lyle didn't use it, and then he started using it. Now he won't get away from it. But didn't you have to borrow one? Something happened? You had an electrical issue or something?
We still haven't figured out what happened. I mean, it just quit working, or it intermittently work. It would hold, and it messed me up on the night qualifier. It rolled through, believe it or not. I'd never seen anything like it. So usually you bump it in, and by the time I put the first bulb on, I'll give it three bumps, and I'm real close then. I give it a half a bump to get the light on. And I went to do the half a bump, and it rolled 6 inches, damn near rolled through the beam and messed me all up. And then I had to foot brake stage it, the rest of the time. So it's just and it's hard to get used to that. Because you're with your finger and you're used to something, and then you have to start all over for another race. It made it tough.
Yep. And
still don't know what happened. I still haven't figured it out.
Right.
And me and Johnny are good friends. We talk a lot, and it's tough to run your friends, just like running you, Steve. It's tough, and
it is.
But at the same time, just like how I felt when I ran Tony in the finals, when he won, you can't feel but so bad because obviously you want to win, but it is what it is. Your friend's going to go on to win. Now, there's some people you want to beat worse than the other. But
yep. I just use the brake and use it as a clutch pedal when I come off the trans brake, just like coming off the clutch pedal. But that's how I've always done with
I think somebody uses a handbrake. Does Melanie use a handbrake?
We got handbrakes in there. I don't. I don't know if she does or not. I'm not sure on that. But when I had the clutch, I used the handbrake all the time.
Yeah, you had a handbrake. You took it out, Johnny, didn't you?
Yeah, I had. I didn't even know what the hell it was for. Extra lever.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're nice with the clutch for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. You want to? So you ran Ty in the final. I think we got a little short video of that.
Yeah, let's see that video. Let's see if we got
there. We got all kinds of electrical.
That ain't it. What the heck? We got some damn.
We got. Oh, I hear it. So we go 61,
3, 62, 4.
So that's
it.
That's a drag race.
And now that was at the old weight, guys.
Right.
That's yeah.
That was at the old weight. So that
was at the Darlington weight. Yes.
You were 2610, correct?
2620.
2620.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
2620, and y'all were still at 2600, right, Steve?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jay Cox is calling me.
after you won that race and you added whatever weight,
yeah.
Did you make other changes to the car?
Brandon for that. No, honestly, he placed weight where he felt it was good, and it worked. I got so much in the trunk already. We scattered it through the floor in the front of the car, and that was about it. We didn't make any four-link change, no shock change that I know of, that I'm aware of.
I didn't know if it, adding that. I don't know how much total, but just if it lowered the ride height and stuff, just.
I didn't see him messing with the ride height. They might have done it when I was in a motorhome pouting or something. Who knows?
But like your car, Jason, did it lower the ride height in here or no? I'm just. No. I know if we had some. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
We try to spread it. We try to spread it out a little bit.
You was already 60 overweight, so you didn't change shit.
See, that's not true.
I'm messing with you, man. I don't know what you guys got in. I don't even look what you guys weigh when you go across the scales. I can give two shits.
But
I just want to race.
And then Johnny knew I had already ran at that weight too, and Brandon kind of already knew where we had put the stuff. And Brandon's pretty smart; he kind of knew, so he knew what to do, and actually came over looking for me for some weight from me because Johnny had little bitty bars. So he had to put a bunch of little bars in there, but I left mine at home. But let's see, Johnny gave my kid a shirt years ago, very high. Shirt is well worn. See, we need some more Johnny Camp shirts. That's what the fans are saying.
You want the wore out shirts or the good ones or the wore out ones with the elbows up?
No, we don't need the wore out ones. Those are yours.
I'm gonna order some shirts. I ordered some last year, and somehow the order got lost and it never got made. But I'll get on that.
Yep.
They got a young kid. He's a fan for life for Johnny Camp.
Yeah, we had some kids. We had some kids stop by at the last race. Put them in the car. They love that.
For sure.
Good to see him out. Hopefully somewhere down the road he'll remember that and maybe get him a car someday.
That's right. They're the future of the sport. I mean, I've been going up with a lot of the junior dragster kids too. Just that's huge. You don't know that they may be the next John Force.
You don't. You might, people you meet along the way steer you in a certain direction. Hopefully we're a good influence on people.
For sure.
You've definitely been an influence on me. I don't know if it's good or bad.
I've influenced a few people over the years. Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody said get you an extra large stripper in the Trump shirt. It's gonna be your new logo, man.
That's it.
Well, I think people don't know. Johnny wears a shirt at the racetrack, and he looks like a homeless man walking around. He's got this shirt. It don't matter if it's 200 degrees outside. He's got this long sleeve Donaldson Concrete shirt on, and he's got, I don't know how many you got, but every one of them looks like somebody tried to rip it off of him.
Yeah, that's what's comfortable. I don't even wear a shirt till it's 3 or 4 years old. Been washed 3 or 4 years.
I know what it is. It's a Lucky Shirts. I'm not stupid.
There you go.
Yeah.
So. I knew Johnny, everybody always asked me why Johnny got that shirt on. I said, man,
hot-blooded and just hot, and they're just comfortable to me. That's all.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, anybody you want to thank while we got you on here before we let you go?
Well, especially, want to shout out to the crew. Brandon Stroud, the tuner, obviously, CT, Chucky, Chris Tapman Electric, who helps out with us, Ethan, who just came on board. He's been helping this young guy, breaking him in there. I think he's doing a good job. Proline Racing, NGK Spark Plugs, and again, Pro Charger. Man, I appreciate everything. Give us, help us out. Give us an opportunity to do this,
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
So everybody comes to the next race, check out Hell's Bells. I promise you, Johnny's a nice guy. He might have a stern exterior, but he's a nice guy and been friends with him a long time. He'll tell you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. And congratulations on the Darlington win. Sorry I had to put you out, but
that's racing, man. It's the way it is,
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it, Johnny.
Out there, Johnny. One of the best.
All right, man. See you, Johnny.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, Johnny Camp, man. When we were sitting there talking about, we wanted to put the winner of the race on. Well, guess what? That was me. So that kind of blew that out of the damn water. So we're standing there at the end of the pits, and I'm thinking, who else can we put on? And Johnny and them are over there at the picnic table doing their normal deal. They've got like a 8-foot, 10, 15-foot damn picnic table, and there's always food, mudslides, all kinds of stuff.
They got the whole picnic set up.
Yeah. So, and I mean,
he gets it done, and he won the first race, so it was actually
right. I was like, well, let's go ask Johnny. Well, Jess didn't want to ask Johnny. She was scared. I'm not talking to Johnny Camp. I'm not going over there. I'm like, let's go over there. I talk to him just about every other day. Come on, let's go. So we go over there, and I really didn't think he would do it. I really didn't, because I know Johnny. Johnny's a private person. He likes to race. He's hardcore. Yes. And he was like, sure, I'll do it. You got to teach me how to do it, because I knew that getting him on, I said, look, we'll get your daughter to help you out and get you online, and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. So I'm glad Johnny was able to come on the camp.
That's awesome. I think he enjoyed it.
I think he did too. He actually did really well. Like once you get Johnny going and talking about what he enjoys, he can spit there with the best of them. So
yep, he did good, and he's got a very fast race car.
Always has.
That helps, right? Hey, we got a poll we're gonna do here.
I saw that. You're late.
We put it up there. She just sent something here to me on this damn paper, and it says we're gonna do a poll.
All right.
See, this is the stuff I get slid in right here, and I'm looking.
All right. So I won the race. Me and Mel ran, and I had issues. I had put out number 4 spark plug and blew a boost valve off. I had already hurt the motor earlier that day too, testing. So, I mean, people could say we're sandbagging or not, but I'm not putting pistons in just because I freaking like it. But if you don't think I'll burn one up to win, you don't know me very well. That's what I'm gonna tell you. You can look back at my history of racing, and I promise you, I'll do what it takes to win. We stayed up late, got pistons in it. Did the changes we need to do, got down to the finals. Right before we go up to the finals, fired a car up, just an extra check. Heard this weird noise. Didn't know what it was. Still don't know what it was. I know what it is now, but I was dumb at the time. I thought maybe something in the blower had got loose or didn't know. We had a lot of runs on the blower, tons of run on the blower. So took the blower off, put the blower back, put a new blower on. Still heard it. So that wasn't it. And obviously it was the blow-off valve coming apart. I was a lot of emotions in that race because when I left, I knew I was good. I was in front of her, and then all of a sudden, I felt my car just lay over, and I thought, well, here we go again. Pissed away another final, and I mean, it just was terrible, and she just disappeared, and so way it goes.
Yep, it does, and you want, and that track, and I mean, from your side, that's one of Melanie's.
Yeah,
she does very, very well there.
Yeah. Of all people you want to go up against, what's a typical set of rods and pistons last? Well, it just depends on the combination. Yeah. I think if everything goes good for both of us, 25 runs. That's when I take them out. What are y'all taking them out?
That's about right.
Yep. Pistons I'll put back in as long as there's no damage to them or we really struggled with. We were pushing a little harder this race, just trying to make up the weight difference for the heat change. And IHRA, I really didn't have to do that because the air kind of came to us. So I think we were okay there. But to hang with them, I mean, Mel out qualified me by 6 thou. She put up a hell of a run. There's a lot of difference. We're just learning to get with the weight and get where we're doing. So, like, again, you banged a motor. She banged a motor. I think Ty and them had to put some valves in earlier. I know I ran Travis. They had to fix a motor on Friday night too. So, I mean, we didn't solve anything by making these things live, obviously, by putting the weight in.
And I don't care what the rules are. I mean, I think they're just going to run them as hard as they'll go.
Yeah.
End of story. Everybody.
I had to eat a lot of crow. Tyler Crossno came in my trailer and was checking on me right there before the finals, and I had to eat a little crow with him just because, I mean, I ran good. But, dude, you got to understand, I had already run the weight the weekend before. So I had an advantage over a lot of guys that maybe hadn't tested.
Yep.
And, I mean, it just a lot of things happened. And I know. Well,
what's that? What?
Body armor. I'm healthy. I'm on a healthy kick.
Me too.
Okay. So I won. That was my 18th PDRA. I thought it was my 19th. It was my 18th PDRA win. So
that's impressive in itself. I'll go ahead and give you credit. I know I bust your balls all the time, but that is very, very impressive.
Yep. So
how about this semifinal round?
Yeah.
With the nitrous cars and
which I was in the staging lanes. I'm 2 cars back, and I see this whole staging debacle happen. So, for those of you who don't know, didn't watch it, Buddy Perkinson and Keith Haney had to run each other. Buddy's in the left lane, Haney's in the right lane. Semifinals. Buddy pre-stages, Haney pre-stages. I guess Haney went in, and then Buddy was going in, and as he goes in, the stage bulb comes on, but his pre-stage turns out.
It went out before he pulled the second bulb on.
Oh, really?
As he was creeping forward, it went out, and it's like I'm like, what the hell happened there? And then I guess he creeped it on in, and the tree fell.
The stage bulb come on, and then
it was really I don't know what the hell I'd have done. I guess tree fell.
I mean, I would have done the same thing he did.
Yep.
And then I mean, so obviously I'm a couple cars back, and I'm thinking I'm in the left lane. I'm thinking this shit's going to happen to me, and then we'll have to end up fighting 500 people because, it's an issue. But I think Buddy, I I know Buddy felt like he did the right thing. I talked to Buddy today, and he put out the Facebook post that he felt like Keith beat him fair and square. Keith would have reran him. I don't think that would have been any kind of problem. I think I talked to Keith. A rerun was issued because it was a timing system malfunction, but Buddy decided not to. I think he knew that Haney had his ass and that he didn't.
I agree.
I think Keith would have reran him, and this is kind of the way it goes.
I didn't ask Keith, but I feel pretty certain Keith's pretty.
Yeah, I talked to
Keith. Internet guy, but I think deep down he don't want to win that way.
No, I talked to Keith. Keith would have reran him, but they were pressed for time, and these nitrous motors ain't got but so many motor runs left in them, so they had to keep going for that. And then now all of a sudden, Buddy got a lot of grief a couple of years ago because him and his cousin ran each other and for the world championship, and there was a malfunction, and they had to rerun. And Buddy ended up winning the world championship off a rerun. Oh. He got beat by his cousin, which cost him the championship. But then I can't remember exactly what the timing issue was, but he had to run him again, and Buddy won, and that gave Buddy the championship. So, wow. and I think Buddy caught a lot of grief over that, which wasn't fair because, I mean, guys, look, these guys, nobody's throwing races, nobody's doing the things that we think we do to kind of to win or lose or whatever, especially for a championship. But Buddy just decided not to run and stand up to him. He felt like that's the right thing to do. And in his heart, if that's what he felt like, then hey, more power to him.
I mean, I think he just flat felt he got beat and no sense going back up there. And that's stand up for anybody in this field to say that.
Yep, exactly. So, and then it was Keith and Tommy in the finals, and Keith expired one extraneously. I mean,
very early too.
Yeah, I saw it. I could see the smoke over the crowd, and then I seen the kapooyow.
Yeah, but stuff coming out that shouldn't have been coming out very, very, very early.
And I think he had Tommy's ass too, because Tommy was 80-something on the tree, and Keith was 007.
Keith drove good all week, and his car looked very good. So he's been testing. Obviously, he's been testing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you can't. Haney, that's a new car. You got to remember they just brought it out at World Series, and they haven't really run it that much. I did see they tested at Tulsa a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and I think they got a lot of things ironed out. So good for Keith. Midwest Pro Mod said he was hurt before the finals too. Yeah, I think everybody was hurt before the final. I know we had to wait an extra hour, a little bit longer than we normally would, because I think Tommy had one hurt, and then Keith was kind of fixing some stuff on his. So I don't know that if they could have rerun Buddy and Keith that it would have benefited either one of them. I think it would have maybe Buddy hurt the motor and he just knew he didn't have time to fix it. It was just better off giving the win to Keith to give Tommy a run. So I don't know. It's just the way it played out. Tommy gets the win.
Pretty honorable.
Yep, definitely.
Tommy wins that one. A lot.
I got to ask you something personal here, and is it true that you're going to be 60 tomorrow?
Close. How about that? How about double nickels?
Make sure everybody wishes Dingleberry here a happy birthday tomorrow. You will be 55.
55. Ain't that crazy? I never 55? Thought I'd be 55 years old.
55, still alive, baby.
That's it. Still here. You know what? I go up there in the staging lanes, whether it's you, I'm just saying, I see these guys, and I think I'm the young guy, and I look around like, well, shit. No, I ain't the young guy. I'm the old guy here now.
You're young at heart, though. You stay out and do more shit than I do. I'm old.
Most of the time I'm working on it, but not all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unbelievable I've been able to do it this long, for real. I've been fortunate with, this weekend here was very, very, my son was not there. And Jeff Miller was not there, so I was two of my normal people.
You were a lost puppy.
Dude. I haven't rated. Jeff has not pulled me into beans maybe one day, maybe once. That's an odd feeling when you've been racing with someone that long and they're not there. It's very, very odd.
Yep. Look at her. Candyman said, double nickels.
Double nickels, baby. Double nickels. Won't be long. The AARP will be showing up.
Oh, yeah. That's all right.
Crazy.
Maybe they will come. Maybe it'll come out with a rule. If you're over 50, you get 100th off or something. We'll give you 100 head start.
A little something.
Yeah.
I was 17 against Johnny on the
shit. Ricky Smith's like 105, and he can whoop all of us on the racetrack.
He really does do good, and I think it's just a matter of getting your mind right. Myself.
Yep.
And the same way.
I give my dad hell all the time because he talks about all the stuff he can't do. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's 70-some years old. I said, well, Ricky's 70-some years old, and he does every damn thing himself.
You can get him all fired up. Poor Bob. I had Bob. He was worked up. I didn't come over and I seen you all thrashing. I said, I'm not even thinking about talking to Bob. I went on by.
So, all right, I got to ask you another question. One more question. We're going to get this one's going to get kind of deep here. Do you feel like the weight was justified now with the way that we ran? Be truthful. Don't give it just because we're buddies.
Be truthful, right? Right at this time, I mean, the cars was close. Mel did go 58. You went 58. Was it 600s difference, right?
6,000.
I mean,
yeah.
So 6,000. Did I really think you had your shit together this weekend? No. Even though you won, you did win. But I don't think
you really think I wasn't running this to my top potential.
No, I think you had a different motor in the car, and I've never seen you work on a car like they did. I'll give you that. I'm thoroughly impressed that the pistons were out of it, and I was. Shit.
You can listen. Just to tell the truth.
Give me my hold up.
You can't hurt my feelings. I ain't got no damn feelings.
I don't think you ran as good as normal. I don't.
And can I tell you why?
Go ahead, tell me.
The heat.
Okay.
You can't take what I did at IHRA Virginia because we never got into the heat. Once we got into the heat, you really seen the difference of where and you know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you, I tried to go number one because I knew number one got to buy first round. So I tried to go number one. Now, missing at 6,000 not too much. You know, you can't bitch about that. That could be anything. But I mean, I had the tongue hung out of it. Yes, we were trying different engine stuff, and you know, it may be faster. I don't know what my car would have done if I had my other motor in there. You know, it could have been even slower. I mean, it was hard to judge what we had with what we tried this weekend because there was a lot of weather change. And
I look at what you do. I look at what Randy does. Randy
struggled.
But he didn't test. Randy didn't make one single test run. Steve wasn't there.
Yep.
He was at the other race. Was it right or wrong? I don't know. You know, I mean, but he was behind. Usually that car is not behind.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like I said to begin with, I think the rule change was justified. I just think maybe we should have went about it a little bit different. And so now we're kind of stuck where we're at. And Tyler talked about it. He came over and we talked a little bit about it. And it stings a little bit. And I think anybody gets any weight put on them or any kind of rule put against them, that stung a little bit, just the initial shock. And we were pissed about it. And there was a lot of talk and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And Stevie Jackson got on there talking about how he had them and he was going to do this and do that. I mean, more power to you, homie. Get one, try it, and let's just see. I hope, you know, you might run 600 mile an hour with one.
Who's that? Who's getting one?
I don't know. What do you say?
Who's that?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I was looking. I thought you was talking about somebody over here. Said they were getting one. I'm not getting one.
No. And
I still think the mail's still out on that yet. We're gonna have to see a race or two, and maybe the heat does, with the weight's gonna affect you way more.
But it still didn't solve a problem with y'all messing motors up, and that's what me and John talked about. The same thing. I think we all would agree right now. I think you put us at 26, 25. Leave y'all where you're at. Let's just start with 98 over and see how it goes. And if that works, then it works. Or, you know, I'm even as much as say 26, 35. We'll go back to the original IHRA weight, and then y'all get 98 over and let it see what it does. And if that helps your engine program, then so be it. Right. But
I mean, I still think, we're gonna rev it the same. We're gonna no different, Todd. And we're gonna see, you know, people talk. I see somebody here said Stevie's getting one. You know, we know Todd and them's got some. Everyone's coming out with them. And here's the deal. We all know this. You can jump combos. It usually ain't going to be fast right out the box. I mean,
No.
and people can talk how easy it is, but it ain't easy. Just like you could jump into a screw tomorrow. Same difference.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it did equalize the problem we were having. But I'm still going to be fast. I mean, I feel like I'm a number and a half faster than the fastest centrifugal car, just because my car, the runs I've got, the way we run our program. I think that's just kind of where we're at.
And even Jay Cox stepped up. He ran really well.
He did run really. He ran really good
all the way to the semis, and he was number 2 till the last Q3, I think.
Boy, did you see Ty almost hit him?
That was I was on it. I think made a quick left-hand move. So
I didn't really know what happened. Ty was at the other end. He come pulling around, and they both got out of the car, and I was over there to kind of get my stuff. And I'm telling you, I'd never seen Ty. You know, he was shook up pretty good. He knew he'd made a mistake, and it's hard. You know, as drivers, we push them to the limit sometimes, and sometimes it gets you. And sometimes I think they were both very lucky on that in that aspect. But Ty's a seasoned driver and got away with it, and hopefully it won't happen again. But
I can't say nothing. I hit some cones the other year. I had a very unruly race car, and people don't realize how fast that happens.
Somebody's asking me. I'm running the MH7 still. I haven't went over to the 4.9. So
and I have the 4.9 Noonan Mike Stewicki stuff. So
yep.
And you know, he might say he overdrove it, and he probably did. But at the same
time,
he was
trying to win. He was trying to win.
Yeah, he's trying to win, and these cars. I mean, and unless you're behind that wheel, you don't understand how fast it happens.
And then you look at how many runs he made straight down the Broadway, and then all of a sudden this thing makes a hard right turn like that, just right out the gate. Same thing happened to me at Darlington. I went straight running him. I went straight to the center line, and I had to let out.
Yep. As a season as they come. I mean, he probably made more runs in the last year or two than me or you together, and probably someone else with all the testing they do in the NHRA side and all.
All right. Yep. So I won. Now we got to make decisions. Decisions.
This is the big one here. So
what are we doing? Let's see. So this is the first time that PDRA and IHRA are going to overlap. IHRA has their Triple Crown starts at Maple Grove for $100,000. Pro Mod, Outlaw Pro Mod, Top Fuel, Funny Cars, stuff like that. PDRA has got a race at Virginia. So
very, very tough.
There's going to be some guys that drive past Virginia to go to Maple Grove. There's going to be some guys that stay up there and not come down to Virginia. There's going to be some that feel like they can go to Virginia and get, maybe a lesser car count. I think some stuff has been talked about them maybe moving the race, but I think Tommy and them have kind of agreed that they're going to stick to their guns on this one. I don't know, man. It's a lot of money. It's a little entry fee. It pays good. It pays $4,000 to qualify. But then you get somebody like me. I'm up in the points on both of them. This is not a points race for IHRA, but it's still a big money race.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for PDRA as far as the pro mod count on this one.
I mean, I think everyone knows the boost category is going to be down on cars.
nitrous will be right there.
Yeah, but it's $100,000 to win. I mean, from a business standpoint, you almost can't not.
And it's $4,000 to qualify.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you almost cannot.
So you can qualify and pay for your weekend, just about, or at least your fuel.
Right, and nothing with PDRA. I mean, we are PDRA diehards.
Yeah,
diehards.
PDRA was really, really, really light on cars this weekend, and it wasn't just in boost and other classes. It was a lot of, they were just really down. I think a lot of people blamed $6 a gallon diesel, and we've been racing for 3 weeks straight, and there was just a lot of factors in there.
Well, I even thought, with all the, like you said, the cars and spectators and the fuel and but I think it's just been so many races. The same thing you just said. I think it's just been too many races in a smaller area.
Yep. It's been maybe one race or two. I don't know. I can't speak for you.
Yeah, we're going to Maple Grove.
I figured.
We're going. I mean, you can't, business-wise, you cannot not go.
And for somebody like me too, I mean, I've been running good lately, so I mean, I can obviously pick up. I mean, $100,000 for me, even if we split it up and I still walk home with 75 or 60 or something like that, dude, I can race the next half of the year on that. And it's
and I don't think that's a kick on Tommy and them at all. It's not. I mean, they $100,000 to win, 12,000 to win. So the same amount of racing, the same amount. You just affordability. You just can't not do it.
Part of me is really die hard towards PDRA because I want to win 5 championships there. But in the same aspect, I mean, you got to look at it. You got to look at the money side of it. And I just wish that we could talk to them guys and they could change it up a little bit. And I don't think moving it a weekend or moving it here or there would change much either. I think we need to totally move it away from that. And I don't know.
It's tough. There's some races coming later on that's, back-to-back weekends. And
I can't do them. I've already made my whatever. I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes. So
well, we're all working. I mean, eventually, I don't know what your thoughts are, but eventually this class is going to turn it, which it's as close to being a totally professional category without being a professional category. Hey, I don't know how else to say that. Yeah. We're still working we come home and work, run our businesses and still do it. But it's going to come to the point that you're going to have either enough money or enough sponsorship money to be able to this is what you do. That's where I feel Pro Mod's going.
Yeah, I mean, and
unless your business is big enough to pay John Salemi to take care of everything, or Stevie Fast, or Proline, and you just do an in-house program and fly into the race and drive.
Sure, Sharp is correct. I mean, he's right. But the problem is, buddy, what you don't understand is once you buy all this stuff, you got to keep it up, and it takes a lot to keep it up. Signing a damn note at the bank is not the hard part. Keeping it up and keeping it paid and keeping the $6 gas. I mean, it makes a difference when you got to make 10 trips at $6 a gallon. I mean, obviously, it makes a difference. And that's what happens then is now entry fees become a factor, or leaving your rig here, or picking this race because I can go from this race to that race. I mean, there's just a lot of different ones. I mean, all of us run on budgets. And dude, once the budget's gone, it's gone. And I've been lucky enough to win some money this year, so my budget's ahead of schedule, but it could go the other way really fast. You're one major parts malfunction from, a loss or big loss.
Very. And it isn't just the race car.
No, rig. Like Mel's rigs broke down. It's been broke down since Darlington. I mean, that's 15 or 20 grand fixing trannies and $10,000 in tires because you're running up and down the road. Ask the Street Outlaw guys. Ask one of them, because you go back and look at a lot of their old posts when they were zigzagging all over God's creation. Sure, they were making 30, 40 grand in T-shirts a damn weekend, but I guarantee you it played a factor in the wear and tear on their vehicles. Yep. You don't have to buy a lot of those 22.5s going up down the road to know that shit hurts.
How many times I got pictures from Kai Kelly with, even at home, he'd even have the wheels off, putting new bearings in just to precautionary measures on all wheels in the trailer, just because of how many miles those guys are running.
Yep.
Or a tow truck. Like you said, you see the pictures, they're looking for a tow truck along wherever they're at, whatever state they,
Knock on wood, man. That's a bad feeling. Is Melanie going to the Grove? Do you know?
If the Savage is there, they're going to be there.
All right, Brucey. Are you going to be there, Bruce Mullins? That's what I want to know. Alcohol Funny Car extraordinaire.
Bruce is going to be there. He's going to be there.
I know he will. Okay.
He's good. But I just don't think, I think business wise, you just have to do it.
Yep.
It's no knock against PDRA. PDRA is still the, as far as I'm concerned, that's where we race at, but you just can't not.
Yep.
So,
well, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight for Boosting Bullshit, episode 33, you said?
33 of them.
33.
I didn't think I'd get along with you that much.
I know. So
unbelievable.
Again, the shirts Make Boost Fair Again are going to be available on Pilot Racing or Boosting Bullshit. You can DM them, direct message, or you can hit me at Party Time and I'll I'll send it on to them. I want to thank Alliance Racewear. If you're looking for a driving suit of any kind, from juniors to top fuel, they can make it happen. They have a logo, any sponsor. They make my fire suit. They make a lot of different guys' fire suits, really specially branded. They have some funny ones, to all the way down to the plain Janes. you know, where's John? See, now everybody wants to ask questions. John's getting married in May, so John had a lot of stuff to do. So John was he's getting married pretty coming up. So he had mama duties already.
Oh Lord. Let's not forget Alliance. If you guys need racewear, look those guys up, man. They got make some nice stuff.
Yep. Alliance Racewear, check them out. Custom suits, CJW Solutions, Chad Wright. You know, he's still available. He's still with us, hangs out with us all the time. You want to call him? He's got a lot of stuff for sale. I'll start him loading up your trailer with a bunch of stuff.
I got a whole lot of shit.
Good God.
Whole lot of stuff. I got a trailer showing up here tomorrow from Cleveland, Ohio.
All right. So, again, boosting bullshit. We'll see you next time. Check out Pilot Racing. Check out Party Time Racing. We'll be back. We got a couple of weeks off. We'll hit you right before we go up to the Grove for an IHRA Triple Threat, Triple Crown, $100,000 race. We'll be back on not next Monday, but the Monday after for episode 34. And we're going to have some good stuff coming up. We're going to have some technical stuff. We're going to have some tuners and different people talking about different combinations and what makes race cars go. It's not going to be just us talking about our race weekend. It'll be some very interesting stuff.
We're going to have the poll tallied up by then. All right, we'll see. We'll see. But hey, congrats, buddy. You won it again. So you done drove the internet crazy again.
Flat hoods for life.
Flat hoods for life, the man said. We hope they got some Amazon packages coming.
Oh my God. See, I didn't do nothing to y'all. Why are you always picking on me?
I wasn't picking on you. I said they.
They. That's okay. Don't worry about it. That's fine. I hope it's good too.
Oh, if I have any idea, it's going to be good.
See, I'm the type of person I wouldn't have bought y'all, whatever them things are, pacifiers. I'd have bought y'all boxes of Vagisil.
Right.
Put it out there.
We've given them out before. Gene has sent them in the mail in mysterious boxes. So I'm not quite sure what's going to show up at some of these shops yet.
Damn it. All right.
It's going to be pretty interesting.
All right, guys. Be looking out for more Boosting Bullshit merch. We'll have it out available. We'll see you next time. Boosting Bullshitters are out.
We out.